my loves, so today I've got another try on haul for you, and not everything is black this time. Most things are black really, but not everything. And also Lou is molting considerably less, so hopefully this should be a lot easier for me this time. So without further ado, let's begin. So I think I'm going to start with the stuff that I got from Asos because I got the most stuff from Asos. So this first piece I'm pretty excited about because not only does the material lend itself to not being a complete fluff magnet, but also it's from Criminal Damage, and I have not had a piece of clothing from Criminal Damage since I was very young. Very young, and I just used to basically go around wearing those giant jeans that would just suck puddles up when you walked around in them. That was basically my school uniform. They definitely weren't making stuff like this back then. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. Not only do I think it'd be really good just kind of by itself, as you can see me wearing it here, but I also think it'd be a really good thing to have to layer. So yep, I'm very excited that this is now mine and in my home. Then also from Asos, oh my god, this is just, I'm so happy I got this. It's this really beautiful reclaimed vintage long sleeved dress. I just love how it has the stripes with the sheer black chiffon. Is it chiffon? Probably. I don't know. Whatever this material is, I love it. You don't know because I'm definitely editing that out, but I just had a complete sneeze attack. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I didn't actually notice that it had these kind of stars going around the neckline. And when I first saw them when it came, I was like, oh no, I think I'm going to have to remove them. But after trying it on, I actually think I like them. I think the reason that I didn't realise them is because the girl who was wearing it in the pictures on the website had much longer hair than me, and so therefore you couldn't really see it. And even with my hair, now look, you can see it's almost long enough to disguise the stars. So yay! And I also love the cutout back. I think that's just so pretty. You can see my bra in the clips though, so that's not part of the dress, the cross back, that's my bra. I love how boxy it is too, and I actually got it in a size up, possibly 2 sizes, because if you couldn't tell, 9 times out of 10 I want my clothes to be a little bit oversized. I'm super happy with this, and I know that most of the stuff that I'm showing you isn't exactly spring coming up to summer wear, which is technically the period that the UK is in right now, but it's always cold here. This next thing I am not even going to bother holding up because it's mostly made out of velvet or that similar material, and I haven't bothered defluffing it since I tried it on. It's this really beautiful playsuit. Playsuits are the things without legs, right? And then it's the jumpsuit, which is the thing with the legs. I lessoned you in fashion, I think. Anyway, yeah, this really pretty playsuit. Oh my god, it is so pretty. It is so pretty. I think I can just about hold up the sleeves without fluff going everywhere. Look, here it is. But as you can see, the bell sleeves are huge. They are so big. So I think I might have to trim them just a little bit. And also, I don't know whether it's because my butt's too big, but I don't really like the way it sits around the crotch region, so I might have to turn this into a dress, because yeah, if I don't like how it sits when I'm just standing trying it on, things aren't going to get better when I walk. Not that I go on hikes or plan to go on hikes in it, but all the same, I think I'm going to have to turn this into a dress. But I love it all the same. It's so pretty, and yeah, I'm really glad that I got it, just not the crotch bit. Then I also got this pretty generic lace-up bodysuit. It's very 90s and I like that. You'll have to excuse me, I'm obviously not going to show you the full length. I'm going to have to cut it off. I really like to have this sort of basic thing. One thing though that's bothering me a lot more than I thought it would is the laced sleeves. Like, it just felt really funny here, so yeah, I'm hoping I'll get used to that because I really like it otherwise, but that did bother me. And then lastly from Asos, I got this beautiful pair of boots. Aren't they so pretty? I love how they've got like just a little tiny touch of metal there, and obviously on the buckles and stuff. But yeah, Aren't they cute? I think the reason why I'm so taken with them is that because they really remind me of a pair of boots that I used to wear when I was teeny tiny back when I was in primary school. So very way back when, and those ones obviously didn't have a little steel toe cap. This isn't a steel toe cap, but yeah, that effect. They didn't have metal in the toe. But anyway, yeah, I love them. They're so pretty and I'm so happy. I know material things shouldn't make you happy, but they do. They do sometimes. The next thing, I don't know how much I can hold up for two reasons. Yes, because of the fluff, but also the sheer size of it without it even unfolded. Yeah, you can see what's going on here. But yeah, it's this really beautiful block cape, and I can't remember what way round it was in the picture, but either which way I really like it with the more red side. But seemingly it's reversible too, so if you didn't want to wear the red side you can always wear the other one. I like it, and this is just going to be perfect for when it's really early in the morning in particular and I just need to take Lou out. And there's just so much of it too. This is also going to be just the most perfect thing to snuggle up with on the sofa. And the next thing, I just realised I completely forgot to try on. I got two skirts from Romwe. The last thing was from Romwe as well, by the way. I've got to try on the two skirts because I had them hanging up. The other one I'll show you next. But yeah, anyway, I'm just going to have to hold these up. But the first one is this really pretty netted grey skirt, and it's super lightweight. It also looks quite sheer as I'm holding it up here, so it might possibly need a skirt to go underneath, or basically just something that's not going to be too obvious, because yeah, that's a consideration. It reminds me of another dress that I got thrifting, and it actually only cost me like £1 or something. It's actually one of my most favourite pieces of clothing I have, and it's actually like a size 22 dress or something, but because it's got a drawstring waistband you can basically just gather all of this material up, which is pleated anyway, and then it just becomes this really pretty A-line skirt which just has all of this material. So yeah, this kind of just reminded me of that, but just a much more lightweight version. And speaking of getting multiple versions of basically the same thing, I finally found, or well, it probably doesn't make sense to say finally to you, but I finally found a green pleated maxi dress, and I'm having that problem again of not having long enough arms to show you. But yeah, I have a little bit of a maxi dress problem. I like them very much. They're probably one of my most favourite things to wear, because you can either put it with a really nice crop top, or you could just have a really oversized sweater over the top and it just looks really 80s/90s. I like that style, if you couldn't tell by this point. But this whole time I have been looking for a dark green one. This isn't as dark of a green as I might have wanted, so I might dye it. I don't know. I don't even know if this material will dye. Either which way, I think it's beautiful. It's actually really similar to my cream maxi dress, which I bought years ago, and I am still just as in love with it as I ever once was. This is really similar to that one in the fact that it just has a proper waistband rather than those elasticated waistbands. And the amount of maxi dresses I have seen that look beautiful, but they have an elasticated waistband. Like, sorry, they probably don't offend most people, but I can't stand elasticated waistbands. They do have their purpose in some things, granted, but not your maxi dress. So, yay. Well done, Romwe. And it also doubles up as a nice scarf if you were looking for that sort of thing. Why do I always turn everything into scarves? Also from Romwe, I got this sort of ribbed long cardigan, and it's just sort of like a basic, but I really like the batwing sleeves and how it kind of just comes in. This sort of elasticated thing, I don't mind. This is actually very nice. This works. But I'm not going to go there again. We're talking about this cardigan, and I like it. I like big things that I can snuggle up in. Basically, if you haven't noticed, I just like to feel like I never really got out of bed. So yeah, any item of clothing that makes me look somewhat presentable but maintains the feeling of comfiness akin to being in bed, I'm down with that. Excuse the angle probably being a little bit different, I just had to change the battery in the camera. But next thing I got from Romwe. It's the last thing actually I think I got from Romwe, and it's just this really kind of plain drawstring hooded black coat, and I mainly got this because I think it's just kind of the perfect thing to have when I'm walking Luca, because I can go out and it can be very cold, but by the time that I've been out with him for a while it can get quite warm, and so it's lightweight and oversized enough that I can put other things underneath, but I can also easily just take those other things off, pop them in my bag, and this will be perfectly good enough to keep me warm. And the last piece of clothing I got, I am definitely not going to hold up because I didn't take it off after I tried it on, and during that period Luca decided that he wanted to wrestle, so yeah. This is definitely my new favourite jumper. I am so happy I found this. I was going to get it in the normal fitted size because even though it's supposed to be just slightly oversized, it wouldn't have been as oversized as I would have wanted it. I decided to get it in the oversized version. The inside is just so soft, and yeah, I'm just so happy I did. I love it. Say hello to my new favourite, very fluffy jumper. And did I say this is from Newlook? And the last thing I've got to show you, which was also from Newlook, are these sunglasses, and I am also, I think I've said this about pretty much everything so far, so I'm sorry for being repetitive, but yeah, I am so pleased I found these because I actually bought the black pair I think last summer, but I was in a rush one time and I put them in my bag, and my bag had like keys in the pocket that I put them in, and so they became all scratched, and it made me so sad. I just really loved these sunglasses. I loved that they were round. I like the kind of silver trim that they've got going on. But I needn't fear, for I found the green pair. I don't often wear colours, but if I do, it is normally green. So yeah, I'm really happy that I found these because I cannot go outside without sunglasses on because my eyes are just so friggin' sensitive. Not only do they water to buggery, which makes putting makeup on really fun by the way, but also just going outside is no fun. So yeah, these are now my new everyday sunglasses. But that, I believe, my loves, is everything. I have a feeling that I've forgotten something because I did actually get some of this stuff like a few weeks ago, so I'm hoping I've remembered everything. For all of the things that are still available, I will leave links down below. I'm sorry though if anything has sold out in the meantime of me taking forever again to make a video, but if that is the case I'll just leave a link to the shop that I did get it from and hopefully you can find something similar. But yeah, other than that my loves, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you're having a lovely day, and I shall speak to you soon.